There's the ferry on the way back to Fort William. We've just got off the ferry and we're just started on the long walk down to where we turn off. Ben Nevis, there's still plenty of snow on the top of Ben Nevis, look. There's Shaun. So we've just got off the ferry there and this is the start of the walk. We've got the long road walk down now. It's 3 or 4 miles I think. Then we turn off at the stones and up towards Kona Glen. I'm so excited, and we're even starting it in the sunshine as well. I can't believe it. We left at 6 this morning. We made marvellous time to Fort William. I parked my car in a special place I paid to park in a farmer's yard. And we got down for a quick McDonald's to get some calories. Then we managed to catch the 12:15 ferry. Amazing considering we left at 6. So we'll come back in a bit. There's looking down the loch from opposite Fort William. Coming round Fort William and Ben Nevis. Up towards the ski ranges. The first waterfall of a walk. Coming down towards Kona Glen. Beautiful. Way! People don't normally say this, but the walk from the ferry down to the Kona Glen, it's a good few miles of road walking, and it is tedious. It's quite picturesque, but it's certainly not an enjoyable part of the walk. You're just slowly plodding down the road, but you've got that sense of excitement that in a couple of miles' time you're turning off into some more wild country. Still on the road to nowhere, and I'm just looking at all these rhododendrons. It'd be lovely when they all come out. There's Shaun plodding on. Be a lovely stretch when they're all out, wouldn't it? So we're just coming down to the end of this road now, and this is, I think it's Inverskadal Bay. It's where the tide comes right in, look. And it's actually coming that far, it's lifting up the tarmac, look. I've never seen that sort of damage by the tides before. We've just passed Kona Glen House over there, and we should be turning off pretty soon. We've been walking for 2 hours 11 minutes down this road, so it's 6 miles we've done. It's doable, but it's really tedious. Don't let anybody tell you different. It's going to be like an oasis and a glen when we come off here, just to get into that green soft walking. Getting to the end of the road now. Nice island out there, look. Here's the famous rocks where you turn in, Kona Rocks. Finally off the road to nowhere. Just coming up to 4 o'clock on the first time. We've just stopped by the river on the way up to Kona Glen because we've had to have a hydration stop and a quick snack. We're going to push on for another hour and then find somewhere to camp. It's lovely and scenic, look. I'm glad we had the stop, I really needed it. Well, after our first pit stop there in Kona Glen, we've started to walk and we've come out the trees and look at it. Our first views of some wildness. It's magic, isn't it? So we're going to walk for another hour, give us a good start for tomorrow, and then find a nice pitch. But look at that, that's worth a little way. Our first adder. He can see us, look, because he's coiled up. Go on, you can go away, we're not going to bother you. Right. There's the pitch at the end of day 1 in the Kona Glen. Give us a wave, Shaun. There's Shaun Mac in the wild. Look where we are, eh? This is the Kona Glen. Lovely, lovely clean trout in the water, lovely running water. I haven't seen any deer in this valley yet, apart from a couple of dead ones. Look at that for a picture. Hey. Anyway, we've had the first kit failure. The only change I made for my kit list was those 2 Sawyer squeeze bottles. They're a pain to fill up in the streams, they're slow. Whereas these knock bottles, you just scoop the water. Anyway, that's Shaun's, the blue one. There's my green one, brand new. You can see on the colour scheme it's new. Watch the bottom here, look. Look at the water coming out of that, look. See? It's got a crap seal. Now, it only come the other day. I never tested it, did I? I just washed it. Why I never tested it, I don't know. That cap doesn't seal. And my water filter doesn't seal on there either. So luckily, Shaun's got his grail, so he's lent me his filter where that seals and my water filter fits on without a leak. And this one, Shaun can fill it up, then he can leave it sat like that, because this is the leaky end. So, brand new piece of kit, 30 quid, failed. So, it's ultralight outdoors, so as soon as I get back I'll be sending it back and I'll get a new one. So it's not a bother. But there's a rookie error. I didn't even test it, I just washed it. Isn't it nice to be pitched in a valley for the first night? The estate manager drove past in his Mercedes G-Wagon. He actually waved. There's 2 of them in the van. They waved, they didn't stop, they didn't ask us any questions. They just give us nice waves and off they went. Lovely. You know, you couldn't pitch in a valley like this next to the stream in the Cheviot. You've got to be up on the top hiding. It's disgraceful how you're allowed to camp up here and we can't. England need to get the act in order. It's just not on. We ought to have the same freedom, especially if you're not making any mess. What do you think of this? Look, this is just day one in the mountains. Look at it. Hey! Lovely. There's the river. Right, I'm going to get in the bivvy now. Well, I'll show you the setup as well. I've got some Crocs with me for crossing the rivers or what have you. Same setup as I always have, really. I've got me MLD bivvy. I'll show you inside. I won't show you every night on the camp. Oh. Big Agnes SL mat, winter mat, Rab sleeping bag, stuff sack for the pillar, MLD bivvy. That's just a bit of foam to put my stuff on and my gear, and that's it. Plenty of space under there, isn't there? Smashing. Right, it's coming up to 8 o'clock now. I'll be getting my head down soon because there's nothing else to do. I'm so tired after today. My legs have really felt it, my knees and my shoulders, because my bag's heavier than what it normally is. I haven't done the training I should have done. My bag was just touching 17 kilos. I mean, I know I weighed it the other day, but I put a few, you always put the odd few little bits in, don't you? But there's stuff I could have done without, like the soap, wash soap and stuff like that. I probably am not going to need the down trousers either. But I don't want to be cold. It's my first week-long hike, so as long as I can get through it with the weight, I'd rather have the stuff than not. Well, there's the view at the top anyway. Nice bit of water. I'm fully expecting the pitter-patter of rain on the tarp in the night. It is what it is, so we'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, it's the start of day 2. It's 6:30. I've had my porridge. I'm on my second brew. Got a little rubbish bag on the go. Absolutely poured through the night. It woke me up at that one point, it was so loud, but it seems okay this morning. Looks like we're going to get rain, so I'll put my waterproofs on to start the walk. Shaun wants to dry his tent off for a bit, so there's no rush. The beauty of this tarp, it's very minimal condensation inside, but when I come to pack up, I'll pack up leisurely underneath. And when the time comes to leave, I'll just quickly whip it down, shake it, and shove it in the outside of the rucksack. It's so easy. That's why I'm glad I've bought it. I haven't seen any bugs yet either, so I might even escape the midge. I slept well.
apart from woke up once for the rain. So we'll see in a bit. But still the start of day 2, it's suddenly... Poor old Shaun started to dry his tent off. He was wiping it down. He says, just need a little bit of sunshine to dry it off. The heavens have opened. It's absolutely pouring. So I've got Jest and that, but I'm back in my sleeping bag. Anyway, I'm going to have to rethink my water filter for the future, because this pure clear straw is absolutely fantastic. It removes viruses and everything. Now, when you screw it onto one of those squeezy bags, it works fine. You get a good seal. And then you squeeze it through. But what was happening with that knock bag last night, where it attaches onto this thread, I was squeezing it, and the dirty water was all coming past there and running down, going in the same place as the filtered water. So if Shaun hadn't have had his bag, the seal on the top of mine, I just couldn't get a seal there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to show you with one hand, but that screws onto there. And as I was squeezing it, the dirty water was coming out. I mean, I should have thoroughly tested that at home. It's my own fault, but it only come on Thursday. And I thought, a 28mm thread, I washed the bottle, a 28mm thread is a 28mm thread. Who'd have thought you'd get a deformed one? Especially at 30 quid. I'm furious. But luckily where I got it from is no bother with service. Ultralight Outdoors. I'll get most of my stuff from them. God, listen to that rain. Dear God. Oh my God. Oh, dear me. I think I'll hide in here. God, the heavens have opened now. Oh, hey! I'm hiding. Start of day 2. We're just going to be setting off soon. That the Shaun's just drying his tent off. My tarp's alright, I've just shook it, but I'm just letting the sun warm it up. The sun's out. The rain's stopped. Beautiful. There we go. Leave no trace, obviously, we always do. There's my bag. Ridiculous what I've got in there, but there you go. That's our way up towards Glenfinnan today. And this is just day 2 of the Cape Wrath Trail. Well, my day 2 anyway. Look at them views we're walking into. Fabulous. This is what it's all about. Views like this, look. Everywhere you turn, there's just a view you need to stop and look at. Even that little bridge over the ravine. That's where we've come from. It's just amazing, isn't it? Just come over the brow. There's the first bothy. It's a lovely spot, isn't it? Very limited camping round here, so I'm glad we picked the grass. Just past some lovely waterfalls over there in a light gorge, but it was just too rough to go over there to film it, especially with the pack and that. That's where we've come from, right in the distance. Then eventually we're going to pass over the mountains up there in the distance. Just coming to the end of the Kona Glen now, we've come all the way from the distance. Beautiful valley. And if you look directly in front, you can just make out the path we've got to go over the Bulak. Shaun's down there, look, airing his feet off, because we've got to the end of the Kona Glen. We've got to go up that pass now there, look. I've had to stop. I've just knocked up a bit of this fuel. 3 scoops, so that's only 600 calories. I'm going to have a coffee to get rid of some more milk. Yeah, so I've just shown you I've stopped for a break. Honestly,
I couldn't go any further. My left shoulder was killing me. So I've just had to stop. I'm having a lunch now. It's nearly 12 o'clock anyway, so I've been walking since half past 8, I think it was. And I'm knackered. I just hope I'm up to this. I mean, we could get to Shell Bridge 6 o'clock today. Not Shell Bridge. We could get to Glenfinnan for 6 o'clock today. And I could bail out there, but I've just got to get to Shell Bridge. I've got to do it. As long as I plod, I'll have each day will be a painful day, I think. I'm about 2 kilos heavier than I should have been for the pack. I mean, I didn't need none of the midge stuff. You know, there's no need at all for midge protection in April. Anybody that says you do is wrong. So my pack's a little on the heavy side, so I'm struggling. And I'm just not as fit as I thought I was. That's the truth of the matter. I got up this morning and my legs were sore, but that you quickly get over that as you start walking. But it's the shoulders, carrying these big packs on just long marches. But I'm enjoying it. The views are absolutely fantastic. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's given me some great ideas moving forward for how I want to camp. It really has. I'll discuss them later.
Shaun's just up ahead there, look, we're going over the first pass. My shoulders and now my legs, I'm in quite a lot of pain. It's ridiculous. There's looking back down the pass where we've come from. Here I come, walking up the pass. Shaun has kindly offered to do the filming for me. I'm a bit tired to do any of this, set your camera up and then record yourself. So Shaun's kindly doing it for me. It's tremendous views, absolutely fantastic.
This is the top of the pass now, looking down to the Glenfinnan forest. I think it's about 5 hours to Glenfinnan. So we're going down there now. So day 2 now, we're still coming down this path off the top of the pass, down towards Glenfinnan forest. It's been boggy, it's been stony. It's been quite slow going. We've come down from the top of there, come over that. I haven't seen any deer. I was hoping to see deer along this pass, but obviously not to be. But we'll have a discussion on the trail later. Making our way down to Glenfinnan Forest now. Beautiful, isn't it? We've come down from the top up there, down the rickety path. Lovely. It's absolutely stunning, isn't it? Stunning. But I'm in so much pain. Well, it's just like being back at Harwood except with different trees. We're on the forest track to Glenfinnan. We're going to pitch up to Glenfinnan. We don't know where the bridge is, but we're coming out of the forest and we're trying to get to Glenfinnan. And we've got about 3 miles to get to the campsite. It's pouring with rain now. Well, we found the bridge across anyway. Shaun's on the bridge. It's coming up there now. So we've just got some information from the Glenfinnan Visitor Centre. Now we're going to go up towards the bothy to camp. So we're just passing the viaduct now on the way to the bothy. And there's the snow up there. Now some of the routes tomorrow are apparently higher than that, so we would have been walking through the snow line tomorrow. But that's another story. We'll catch up in a bit. Just walking up the Glenfinnan Valley towards the bothy. It's beautiful. A lot of rain coming in. We're quite lucky the rain comes in bursts. We get a heavy bit and then it dies off. I think if we were higher up we'd be in trouble. There's all the snow on the tops, look. Very nippy up there. It's stunning, it's lovely to look at. We'd have had to have crossed something like that tomorrow. After all this time I've finally seen some deer. Look at that, hey? I've finally seen some deer on a camp, look. Oh, I'm so excited. Right next to me as well. Hello. Oh, that's fabulous. I'm so pleased I've seen that. Right next to the stream, look. 50 yards from where we're camped. Wow. So happy. There's 4 there. One in the grass a bit further on. What a lovely sight. Hey! Hey! It's a good end to a bad day. We've got this lovely camp by the river tonight. Look, there's the old trail star, Shaun's in his Durston. There's a picnic bench here for the... I've just made a nice big coffee. I was going to have my dinner here, but I'm actually getting wet now because it started to pour with rain again. So I may have to go and eat under the tarp. You can see the rain. It's ridiculous. I'll sit here for a bit and have my coffee. End of day 2 on the Cape Wrath Trail. We've passed Glenfinnan and we're up by the Bothy on the next track in the estate. It's the end. I said on yesterday's video, my legs were killing me. Well, today I did the first, when we left the camp pitch, I got to the end of the Kona Glen, and before we started the mountain pass, I said I'm going to have a rest. My left shoulder in particular was in agony. Then my right one started. So I had to have a rest. We had a good half an hour. We had some dinner, a couple of brews. And then I started off again. I went over the pass. Then I got about another 4 hours to Glenfinnan and then a bit further to the Bothy. I was in absolute agony. My right Achilles tendon's playing up. My legs are stiff. I'm lying in the bivvy now. I mean, there's a bench by the campsite and I sat on there to have my dinner in the rain. I couldn't even get up in the rain, I'm that stiff. So I hobbled back over to the bivvy, threw myself in. I've just managed to get my thermals on. My legs are so stiff, my Achilles tendon's playing up. And my shoulders, I've got pain from both shoulders jumping across my neck. I don't know, I mean, Shaun says he's never seen me like this. We were talking about last year when we did, with Graham, we did the Black Hag camp and we went up a steep hill. And I was at the top of the hill and these two were still at the bottom. That's how fit I was. All I can say is, since Christmas, I stopped, bit before Christmas, I stopped doing the long walks, didn't I? I was still doing camps in the cold, but I stopped doing the long walks. And then from February until now, I've virtually been in the house looking after the family because I wanted to have an operation. So I haven't been doing any training for this. I've only been walking the dogs, so I haven't had time for anything else. But I don't think that's it. I think it's an accumulation of bad joints, age and lack of exercise. But honestly, I can fly up a hill with 15, 16 kilos, no bother, have me camp and come down again. But this, I've walked 20 miles over 2 days and you've got like 16.5 kilos on your back. It's nigh on killed me, so I obviously haven't got the stamina. I'm looking at Shaun, I mean, he's nearly 10 years younger than me. He's like a bloody mountain Sherpa. He's got this pace, he gets his head down, and we're only walking like 2 miles an hour, and he gets his head down, and he's just walking along, and I can keep up no bother, but all of a sudden I'm in pain, and I'm swaying, and I'm either going a bit slower or a bit faster. I can't seem to get into that rhythm. All I can say is I haven't got the stamina to carry a big load for a long distance. So I think there's a huge difference to be told between camping and through hiking. All I can say is I admire absolutely everybody that's had a go at this trail. I absolutely take my hat off to them. It's amazing. fair play to them all. Old people, young people, anybody that can do it. Absolutely fantastic. I can't do it. Simple. And Sean's been watching me fitness and he says, well, see how we go. Last night we said, we'll see how we go when we get to Glenfinnan, see what your fitness is like, and then we'll make a decision, because once we leave here, we've got to go over the mountain pass. And the hills we've done today, Sean reckons they're 2 out of 10 in hardness or difficultness, 2 out of 10 for difficultness. And when we get into the Noidart, that turns into 9 and 10 out of 10. And the tops are covered in snow as well. I just can't do it. And if I leave here and I get into the middle of Noidart and my body locks up at the end of the day, you can't call a rescue out, can you? And they say, oh, when did this set on? Oh, I was in agony the other day, but I thought I'd carry on. They wouldn't be very thankful of that. So I've had the bottle. I'm going to man up, and I'm admitting I can't do it. I'm sorry if you're all disappointed, but I can't do it. I mean, as it is, I've got to get an hour back to the bus in the morning because we've come up to buy this bothy. But hopefully I'll be fresh in the morning. I can get down to the bus. Then we can get the bus down to my car in Fort William. So I can say I've done the first stage of the Cape Wrath Trail. And my body has failed me. I've had one small kit failure, that knock bottle, which is useless. Nothing, it's not even made a bit like Sean's. They've obviously downed the quality. I'll be on the phone to them when I get back and get that changed or refunded. Useless. But my body's useless. Just let me down. Just can't do it. So disappointed. But I'll give it a shot. I've had a go. I've come to some conclusions as well. I've enjoyed this that much. I actually went off going up the Cheviots lately. It's my favourite place still, but I went off it because there's so many people there. The roads are so busy, and I'm just going back to the same places. So I think moving forward, I'm going to conserve my fuel. And instead of having a lot of camps, I'm going to have few but better quality ones. So let's say every 3 or 4 weeks, I'll drive up into Scotland, beat the Borders, the Galloway Forest, the other side of the Cheviots, which is a fair way round. And I'll have me, say, a 2-night camp. That's not a killer for me to get to. And I'll have quality camps, because on my 1-night camps, I'm always packing up in the morning. Everything seems such a rush. Throw it all in, get back. So if I have quality camps of, say, 1 or 2 nights a bit further afield, I'll have what I've had here. I mean, this morning we got up after a lovely evening. We had a lovely night's sleep. We got up and we had such a leisurely pack up. We woke up at 6. We had breakfast. We chilled out, and we didn't even start walking until about 8:45. It was lovely. None of this rushing to get packed up and get home and chance the single track roads. We just took our time. So I want more quality camps. And I think if I get the need, which I will, to be out once a week, I'll just walk up the bypass and go in them woods and have a quick bivvy. I don't see the point in using my fuel and going somewhere where I always go. It doesn't really matter if it's just up the bypass, because you haven't cost anything to get there. It's just a bit of time. So I'm going to try my utmost to have some more quality camps going forward. So anyway, I'll be getting, I don't know what time it is now, about 7:30, but I'll be getting mid down for just after 8. My legs are stiff, my right angle's absolutely on fire, and my shoulders are killing me. I've failed, my body has failed me. Nothing to do with me blooming stroke. My heart hasn't failed me, it's as fit as a fiddle, but my body has failed me, miserably. It's a shame. So I'm not a thru hiker. I'm a wild camper, and that's how it'll have to stay. So I hope you've enjoyed what I do manage to put together of this, my 2-day Cape Wrath effort. 2-day effort on the Cape Wrath Trail. It's pathetic, but I'll give it my best shot. What can I say? There's no shame in failing. It's harder to admit you've failed and not need a rescue, I think. I've done the right thing. And Sean says he's never seen me like this. He's never seen me as tired as this, as worn out. Swaying on the walks, getting to the end of the day, I'm close to falling over. I lean back with me pack and I can't even stand up again. Anyway, that's me finished. I'll come back in the morning. I'll show you a nice view and that. I've seen some lovely deer tonight by the pitch. There was some grazing deer, so I've seen an adder today as well. I've had a great time. I've had a smashing 2 days, and it's really woke me up to what I want to do moving forward. So let's see you in the morning. Good night.
Well, this would have been day 3 of the Cape Wrath Trail, but unfortunately Adrian had to bow out very gracefully. As you can see, he's struggling a wee bit there with even getting his boots on this morning. I really feel for the guy because he's really tried his best, but you can see just how poorly he's walking, and to carry a weight, it's not fair to ask him to go on. How are you feeling this morning, Adrian?
Wrecked. The shoulder pain hasn't kicked in yet, but my legs are done.
Aye, okay.
We've
Time
only
to
got
call.
to get an hour up the road, haven't we?
Yeah, time to call it, mate. Time to call it. Good effort, though.
Well,
Hello there, Monday morning. We've just packed up. Sean's just packing his tent there. He had the option of carrying on to Shield Bridge, but then because he was just doing it for a holiday because of his house movement to keep me company, there's not really much point in him going to Shield Bridge and then getting the bus back to Fort William and a train and everything, so he's just going to come back with me. I'm gutted. It's a shame I'm not finishing it, but I just can't work through these injuries. The stress injuries I've got are ridiculous. My 2 shoulders are raw, and that's before I've even put my rucksack on. And my right leg from the knee down to the Achilles is absolutely killing me. It really is. So my fitness, I don't know where it's gone. Even Sean says I'm just not the man I was last year. I've lost my fitness somewhere. I'm going to have to work on this. So we'll see you later. Lovely clouds against the hills on the walk out, look. It certainly is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. Is that not just stunning or what? Slight bit of snow, I think, on the top. Lovely views. That's amazing, isn't it? Beautiful. Well, that's us back at the bus stop now. I'm waiting for the bus down to Fort William, get my car, and it's home we go. My legs are, I've only done a bit less than an hour's walk this morning, and the shoulders are sore, the legs are like pulled. My fitness has let me down, my body's let me down, but I've enjoyed what I've done. I don't know whether I'm built for through hiking, but I've got to get my fitness back up, so we'll see. Hopefully you'll still join me on the channel and keep watching the videos, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.